The next one is Bill Kennedy, founder of GoBridge, who's going to be talking about GoBridge, their initiatives, and the ways that you, as our Gopher community, can get involved. So I'm going to pass right over to you, Bill.
All right, everybody can see me and hear me. Woo! Look at that. Man, we got such a good group here. We've had some really good talks too. But I get to change the topic a little bit because I want to talk about GoBridge. And you may not realize this. Wilkin, you may not realize this either. But you know, I have never given a talk about GoBridge, even though we've been working. Our GoBridge has been around, I think, since about 2015. I've never given a talk before, so this is exciting for me. Let me kind of briefly tell you how we kind of got started here, and then I'm going to walk you through what we have on the website, because my goal is to get you excited about maybe contributing more and more of your time in the Go community. And as I like to say, 4 hours a week can change the world, right? Wilkin, am I saying, Angelica, am I right? 4 hours a week, and you can change the world. You just got to give it. You got to give those 4 hours. Come on, you've got 4 hours. You can do it. Okay, so let's get started. I went to a conference back in 2015. The conference was called MagnaConf. It was there in Mexico. It was a nice conference. What was nice about this conference for me was it wasn't necessarily a Go conference. It was a conference with a bunch of people. And I met someone named Sarah Allen, the brilliant Sarah Allen. And she had already started a company, or I should say a non-for-profit organization called Bridge Foundry. But she is also one of the founders of Ruby Bridge. Right, GoBridge, Ruby Bridge. So you may have heard her from there. And she gave a talk, and I started talking to her afterwards. And the idea of GoBridge kind of came all together in Mexico after her talk right there. And I got home and I jumped all over it and found a lot of people over the years to help. And that's really what I want to talk about with you. I want to see if you can find something here that I want to share with you that maybe you're interested in helping in. Now, our main core is really around Go education. So we're going to do that. Let me do two things here as I jump in. I'm really bad with introductions. I just like getting into it. I get all excited. Wilkin's sitting there laughing at me right now because he knows what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Let's see, we got a little, oh yeah, I want to do that. Desktop, here we go. What do we got showing? I don't want that one. I didn't want that. I wanted this right here. I'm always on the fly. Look, you're gonna listen to me. You're gonna come to my classes. I'm on the fly. I gotta stay loose here. Look, here's a little information about me. I'm really bad. I'm so bad at slide decks that I just use like Markdown. Okay, this is where I'm at in my life. In fact, I'm so bad with design, I'm not even allowed to talk to my own designer. So take a little picture of that if you want to try to reach me after the talk. You got my Twitter, you got my email. Email's always good. And a little information about the training material and the company, Arden Labs. Okay, great. What I really want to do is head over to the GoBridge GitHub repo. And you can get to this repo by just typing gobridge.org. Gobridge.org will actually just take you here right now. And what I've done here on this About Us page is given everybody really a lot of the information you need if you want to start getting involved a little bit more in the Go community. And so, you know, I'm not going to read that. You can see what our core mission is. I really told you what that is. It's really around education. If you have an idea that circles around education, I am interested. I want to help promote what you're doing, whether that's finding you resources, whether that's finding you sponsors, whether that's finding you money. We'll get it done. Okay. And I also want to kind of share with you the things that we do today that you may not know about. And you might be involved in something already and you might like, oh, I didn't know GoBridge can help. So let's kind of go through the current initiatives. I love talking about this stuff when I can. Now, one of the things you might not know is that this is a GDN event, right? It's a Go Developer Network event. And the Go Developer Network is right now really responsible for running all of the meetups. So if you're a meetup organizer, then you should be part of the GDN. And one nice thing about that is that the GDN is paying for your subscription fees. But also, I think we've done a nice job on Slack to also create a community now of all the meetup organizers to help each other and to be able to find speakers and things like that. And if you don't have a meetup that you're going to regularly or in your area, and you want to start one, come to me. We'll get you started on Meetup. We'll get you in the GDN. We'll help you find those speakers. And GoBridge is helping the GDN right now with this program. So this is really a joint program between GoBridge and the GDN. So meetups all around the world for Go. We're managing that and adding new groups and people all of the time. Now, one of the very first things we started with was this one right here, running and managing workshops. Now, since we really haven't been able to meet together, a lot of this has died down. But myself, Johnny B, and others over the last few years have been traveling around the world, showing up on weekends and giving workshops. And if you're someone who loves to give workshops, then I think this is the program for you. We have also on our GitHub account a workshop space where you file an issue, and then we start to help you get that workshop organized. And I don't want you to think that we can't do this virtually. So please, if you really would love to share 2, 3, 4 hours, an entire day of material with people in the Go community, then come reach out to me. Reach out to me. I will help you with the logistics and everything else we need. We have Zoom accounts that we can leverage, and it's all there. We want you. I would love for you to just have to show up and start teaching. So we've been doing that really from the beginning, and I really can't wait. I don't think it's going to be this year, but next year, I'm hoping to get back out there on airplanes in front of everybody, doing all this again. So please, if workshops are interesting. Now, here's the other thing. All right, here's the other thing. Maybe you're not the one who wants to teach it, but you know a bunch of people that really would benefit from an entire day workshop. Reach out to me. Reach out. This is what GoBridge is for. We'll find you that right teacher. We'll find you the materials. Right? That's what we hear. So workshops for me are a big number one in what we do. Now, mentoring. So last year, I started sending tweets out asking people, if you wanted a mentor, come and reach out to me. I will find you a mentor. And over a period of 3 weeks, I think I connected 100 people together. Well, that was a huge amount of work. I was working emails every day for a couple of hours, and it was difficult for me to manage. So one of the things that we did near the end of last year is we put together, or we stood up a mentoring platform now. So if you go to mentoring.gobridge.org, there it is, right there in your browser, you can now register and kind of have an intake form, either being a mentor or a mentee. There's a little code on this page that you can decide. If you want to be both, you need to create 2 separate accounts. But what's nice here now is that it's kind of all automated. So you can come into this system. If you want to be a mentor, please, this is the best place to go right now. I've got, I think, about 170 people looking for mentors. 4 hours a week can change the world. This could be where it is. And a lot of people, when they ask me about the mentoring program, they're like, well, Bill, I don't know what to do. Look, I've got a ton of materials that you can work with. You just have to ask me for that information as well. But the thing is, you really want to kind of find somebody that you think you're compatible with in terms of the profile, have a 20-minute conversation with them, get a general sense of how you think that mentoring should go. And then you can also always come to me, and I will also help you with the material. And this is an asynchronous sort of relationship here. So 4 hours a week, you can kind of set it up. You can set expectations 2 or 3 months, and you've helped people move forward in their lives and their career. We've heard these stories already from the last 2 talks. And, you know, exorcism is a place where you can do this too. John's materials can be used here. This is about you having a one-on-one relationship with somebody else, helping them improve what they're doing. And that mentoring platform is there to help you find somebody, or if you're looking for someone. But I'm working hard to try to get more people to sign up there. Okay. On this next thing, growing underrepresentation. I don't know if you know this, but when we had in-person conferences, this is crazy. When we had in-person conferences, when you looked at the percent of people who showed up at our conferences that were women, it was 5%. It didn't matter how small, it didn't matter how large, it would be 5% of that population that showed up was women, and a lot less if you were a person of color or another race. It's mind-blowing. And we really want to, and we have tried over the years to get that number to go up. And I'm not going to say that we were successful, because at least by the time that we were still able to go to conferences, we couldn't really find ways to get those numbers up. And so this is something I'm really interested in. How do we get more participation from minorities or people who are underrepresented? How do we get that? How do we create spaces that are safe? How do we do things? And so I can tell you one of the things that GoBridge is doing in a hope that we can help here. We provide, and if you're going to be running a conference of any kind this year, send me an email. We will provide financial support to conferences. We will buy tickets. We will help you in your quest of having a more diverse panel. We will do all of these things. We will help you with scholarships so we can increase that diversity in the conference. This is something that we've, as an organization, have had to learn how to do over the last 3 or 4 years. And so if you're new to running a conference or you've been struggling with that, please reach out, because we've been really focused on this and we have ideas and we want to help. You're not alone in that. And if you show that you're really serious about this and you're working hard to increase the diversity in your events, then we're just going to double down and help you even more. So if you're looking at running events, if you're running conferences, you're doing these things, come to us, because we want to help you, as long as we're really focused on how do we grow that underrepresented minority participation in that event, both the speaker side and the participation side of it. Now, this is one thing that I'm really excited about that we started doing last year. I can't pronounce this, but there was, last year, I sent out a tweet saying, I want to support any Go initiatives that are going on. If you have an idea, let me know. And this gentleman from Romania reached out to me, and he showed me how he had set up an organization that was teaching kids in Romania, like 13 junior high to high school kids, how to program these Raspberry Pis. He had a whole curriculum set up, and he had families that he was helping, but he needed money to buy the Raspberry Pis, which cost about $250, everything that we need. So about 250 US. So because of the amount of work he'd already put in and had proven it already with a couple of families, we went in and I think we bought 15, we supported 15 families. So we're right now in the middle of supporting 15 families with this program. And in another month or two, we're going to evaluate how that is going. And if it's going really well, we're going to jump in and help another 15. Like, that's what we're here for. So I'm really excited. And this is an example of when I say, if you're doing something or you want to do something, reach out. This is a great example. Right now, if it's something brand new, I'm going to be telling you, we got to do this, you got to do this, we got to write this up, we got to do this. There's going to be a lot of work up front, but I promise you that on the back end of all of that work, we'll be there step by step, and the lives you're going to change are amazing. So this gentleman is changing lives in Romania, kids, junior high and high school kids, and they're writing code in Go on these Raspberry Pis. Absolutely amazing. Okay, now, one of the last things here is administration. I don't have a huge amount of administration, but there are things around administration that I do have to deal with at least every week. All right, there's at least a couple hours a week of, and outside of the accounting side, okay, we run a Zoom platform that anybody that's part of the GDN or anybody that's performing any sort of Go event like this one today can leverage. We have one account where we can do a 500-person webinar, and then we can have as many kind of meetings that we want. So there's an intake form, and I've got like 3 of them right now in my inbox, and I got to set up the Zoom account and make sure it's the right date and time and get it out. This is administration stuff that happens every week. I'd love to get some help with that. We just launched the mentoring platform, and there's some work there to do too, the administration that I'll be honest with you, I'm slacking on right now. I got to get back into it next week. But I think there's opportunities there to help grow the platform, to help with matching, and it both externally and internally. And I would love to find somebody who wants to come in and help really improve kind of what we've started already on the mentoring and the mentoring platform. Again, maybe 2 hours a week there with your new thoughts and ideas. I think the mentoring is huge, and I'd love to see us grow that. So it's like two things, and the accounting side, which I'll keep doing, but that are happening every week. And then obviously we have Slack administration, though we've got a great group of people who just handle that now pretty much day in and day out. And then anything new that we decide that we want to do, we always need help. So you got to reach out to me. And as I tell Angelica all the time, it's not about being able to say yes. What is it? It's about being able to say, yeah, no. At some point, we're going to keep pulling you in. I don't want to scare you there, but say yes. I want you to say yes right now. And then I'll tell you when it's time to say no. Okay, let me just share how much time. I think I got a few more minutes here. So I want to show you a couple more things here. Another thing we do, you may not realize this, but another thing we do is help anybody who wants to give a talk or a presentation. It's really scary when you're doing the first time. You don't know where to begin. So what we have here on this page actually is a cool little Google document that really can help get you started. It gives you information, what selection committees are looking for, and then I or somebody else will work with you on this document. You better plan to have a couple of hours, but we'll work with you on your conclusions and introductions and titles and target audiences and your key. Basically, when this document is done, it'll take you a couple of hours. You're ready to start submitting your talk and those CFPs, and then you're really ready to start building those talks out. And here's the other thing, all right? I was gonna say, so if you have an idea, reach out. Well, guess what? Let's say you just wanna give a talk and you're not even sure what to talk about. Reach out to me. I will sit with you. I'll have a 20-minute conversation. We'll flush that talk out of you, and then we'll work on that. So no excuses. And I know it's scary, but what's beautiful about the GDN is we have the meetups, and that also gives you an opportunity to practice and work that talk before we get you on the big stage, okay? But if you're interested in giving a talk, even if you're not sure what you want to talk about yet, you just know there's something there you want to share, you please reach out to us, and we're going to help you. You can always reach out at support@gobridge.org, bill@gobridge.org, and we're there. Okay, I think everything else on this piece of paper I've said. Yeah, we've got our list there. I think so. So I'm going to stop that right there. Okay, so I think I've kind of covered the big things here. And again, I'm asking everybody who's listening to this to try to this year find 4 hours a week to do something for someone else here, maybe not even the Go community, but if you want to focus on the Go, come reach out to us here at GoBridge, and we will help you. We will find out where your best fit is, what you're going to be interested in, whether it's workshops, you want to give a talk. Giving a talk to me is helping the community. You have a blog post, you need review, reach out. That's helping the community. New content, new people. You're tired of listening to me. I've been on stage enough, right? We need new blood on stage, new thoughts, new ideas. Yet, I want you to know we're here to help you see that. So you want to teach a workshop, reach out. You want to give a talk, reach out. You're writing something, you need to reach out. That's what GoBridge is here for. You don't even know what you want to do, but you want to do something, reach out. That's what we're here for. So we'll try to make sure that wherever we're posting all of this stuff, you can get us, but GoBridge.org, Bill at GoBridge.org, support at GoBridge.org. We've got some channels in Slack as well. I'm always walking around. When I say walking around, I'm running around Twitter, Slack. I'm always around. Never hesitate to reach out, and we'll have that conversation. I think that's all I want to share. And I think Wilkin and Angelica can attest to everything I just said in terms of being out there to help.
For sure. I think if you take one thing away, reach out to Bill. Even if you have nothing in mind, just reach out, and through that conversation, you'll realize you did want to do something.